Today's video was sponsored by Envato Elements.
In this video, I'll be taking your submitted photos and turn them into anything I feel like. Whether it's subtle, dramatic, adorable, or badass, I'll do my best to turn your images into more than just images. Welcome to Editing Your Photos. Back from the dead I am, my fellow mortals. Today I thought it'd be fun to edit some of your photos again. This is the email address you can send your photos to, and now let's just get straight into it. Hi Benny, I really love your work, you're very talented. This is a cosplay picture of my sister dressed up as Red Riding Hood. I really like to see what you can do with it. Thank you. Wondrous photo. I already have some ideas, so let's get this one going. For this one I first needed a cave, so I yeeted in this image and put it right about there so the light came from above. I faded out the sides to make it look nice and dark, and then used this hole to make it look a bit more legit. That took some color correction and shadows, but eventually we got there. I wanted a super creepy dark cave within the cave, so I literally just darkened up this area. This is where the big bad wolf was gonna be. Now she'll just need something to stand on, so to finish the cave I added this ground, which, guess what, I also color corrected and adjusted. To my own surprise, that actually looked weirdly realistic considering the pathetically low amount of effort I put in. Moving on. Time to cut out Red Riding Hood with the pen tool, because I'm too big of a nitpick for a quick selection. Now I put her right about here and made sure that all worked. I quickly moved on to adding shadows, and as always, this is an ass load of work, but I'm not gonna lie, it works. Before, after. Now some simple color correction, and voila. Yeah, no, this this still needs some work. More shadows, ladies and gentlemen, to really make her fit in there. It was a bit tricky getting it right, but slowly it'll get better over time. Then highlights. Of course, the light is already pretty damn accurate, but making highlights is simply too much fun, so leave me be. All of a sudden, I realized I don't even really like the composition, which is, well, you know, pretty important, I would argue. So I grabbed everything and just kind of, well, moved it around, tilted a bit, and yes, that is a lot better. Next, this cave had to be hazy as hell, because hazy equals cinematic equals epic, so let's bloody go. I used these light rays from my overlay pack, Optics Plus, link in description down below, and using that I created some nice soft lighting. That alone wasn't good enough though, so I put even more haze behind her by just painting some soft brown stuff. Once again, kind of trial and error, but it more or less did the job. I applied some quick coloring to see if the whole thing had any potential at this point, and well, I guess it does, so let's add the big bad wolf. Terrible image, I know, but it's really just about the pose, because 99% of this is gonna be hidden anyways for spookiness sake. Basically, I made the whole thing incredibly dark and put some shadows here and there to have the light come from above. That looked alright, and then I also made the eyes a bit brighter because big, scary, creepy, let's go. Now, some particles are in order because at this point, what even is a Benny edit without particles? So once again, from my Optics Plus overlay bundle link down below in the description, I grabbed this one and blended it in there. That lamp needs some litness, so let's paint a little flame in it and add some nice glow. Of course, this lamp casts some light on the surrounding area, so let's take care of that too. Just some orange light here and there. Absolutely fabulous. Okay, so now that everything looks decent as heck, it's time for an absolute magic camera raw filter. I added a shitload of effects in there, which made it look a lot better, and I say that like it's a surprise, but it's really not. Literally, camera raw just magically fixes your photos. Now, unlike usually, this one actually has a quite warm look. I don't know why, it just seemed like a good choice for this, and well, there you go. Red Riding Hood, about to be obliterated by the big bad wolf. Now, on to the next one. But first, a quick word from our sponsor of today, Envato Elements, my go-to website for digital assets of all kinds. You should have a look at what they have to offer. There's tons of cool Photoshop stuff like brushes, actions, layer styles, and of course stock photos and graphics. Even for video editors, this is a goldmine. But did you know they also have a YouTube channel? On Envato.plus you can watch all kinds of informative content about all kinds of different software. One video I particularly stumbled upon is music for videos you're choosing it wrong, which I think would be a huge help to you if you edit videos often. I linked it down below in the description. Anyways, I'm also very happy to tell you I'll give away one free-year subscription of Envato Elements, so to participate simply comment below my recent Instagram story. Now back to the video. Very nice. Now straight from the Wild West. Hey Benny, Nikolai here from Belgium. I recently became obsessed with Photoshop and your videos are a must during my breakfast. Beautiful work. I was wondering whether you could do something with my photo taken in Cuba. Best, Nikolai. Well, neighbor, I sure will see what I can do. Let's open up Photoshop. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get straight into it. First, of course, the most fun part, cutting this chap out. Boom, there you go. First thing we gotta do is give this man some Western clothes to make him look like a true cowboy. So I found these. Of course, it doesn't perfectly match his body, so I used warp to take care of that little problem. This all looks quite wonky, and that arm is beyond me, but I guess let's just pretend it doesn't exist and carry on. I put some shadows here and there to make it look a bit more realistic, and that looks... This guy needs some pants, so I got some pants, and same story here. Warp. I didn't really get it done properly for this one though, so I decided to switch over to my good old friend Liquify instead. That is good enough, so once again, shadows, shadows, and shadows. Now the arm, good lord, that looks strange. I cut a piece of his shirt out and put that into place. I again used warp to fix the shape, and at this point I had accepted that this will always look weird no matter what I do, so I decided to just, you know, leave it be. Some lighting for a finishing touch, and poof, now he has an arm, praise the Lord Almighty. I found his face looking a bit out of place, so there I also put some shadowing. I'm not even sure if this made it better, but who really cares at this point? After spending a tediously extensive amount of time looking at this chap's face, I realized he needs a mustache. There's the mustache. I did the usual stuff to it to make it look nice, and seriously, dude, I mean, I don't know who you are, but you may want to consider, you know, growing your mustache, because, my friend, this looks like it was meant to be. Anyways, for the environment, I wanted a very, very, very hazy, and not just hazy, but like full-on sandstorm hazy. So with a few solid colors, I painted some sort of sandy gradient, which I painted over using mist brushes. Once that looked acceptable, I did the same thing again, but in front of our guy to make it look like he's in the middle of the action. This came paired with some color correction, mostly desaturating him as the colors were a bit too vibrant. And you know me, I like highlights, so here I also decided to add some more, making the clothes a bit more cohesive with the subject. Now, this of course isn't nearly dramatic enough, so let's add some more dust. I had some of these smoke brushes lying around from Brush Easy, so I decided to use those. That had the exact look I was aiming for, so that was very nice, happy yay. Then, same thing as the previous one, light rays from my Optics Plus library link down below. Very subtly, I put those in there to create that really nice dramatic light effect. And I know this may be a bit repetitive, but come on, I mean, this looks freaking epic. Now, dust and sand means we're gonna need some particles, believe it or not. Particles from my Optics Plus. From here, it is pretty straightforward, so let's go and add a camera raw filter to spice things up. This one had to look nice and old, not too saturated, the real Western type vibe. I did want to add some grass as if he's in the middle of a field like that, and that made it literally 10 million times better. And towards the end, I realized that this is quite different from my usual style, since it looks more realistic and kind of simplistic. It's just a chap chilling in a sandstorm. I mean, never done that before. Now, on to the next one. Last, but definitely not least. Hey Benny, here's my submission for editing your photos. Your artwork continues to be a huge inspiration for my own journey as a digital creator, and I would love to see what you can turn this image into. Try whatever you like. Whatever I like? Thank you for all that you contribute to the world of digital art. I hope you like Harry Potter, because that's happening. Now, you must be wondering, Benny, where the hell is the new studio? Is this new studio? No, this is definitely not. I know I've said it would be done very soon, and now it is actually done very soon. There's just a few more things we need to finish, which we will actually do in about well, for you guys, probably tomorrow. Point is, it is actually nearly finished, so just a little more patience. Now don't forget to check out Envato Elements, and then I guess for today that's it. If you like this video, make very sure to leave a like, subscribe, hit that bell so you don't miss a single video, and then I hope I'll see you in my next video. What's going on with my hands today? Bye.